And welcome back. We're here with John Deering of Capstone. John, before we start talking a little bit about the economy in general, your relationships with your clients, how long do they last? Are you in and out, or are these longer term?
That's a great question. I think that the ideal situation for us, and one that we thrive on, is those that are longer term in nature. We look at ourselves as true partners in their organization, as outsourced corporate development folks that work arm in arm with the CEO, the owners, the CFOs. So we have examples of clients, and for example, specialty chemicals. We've been working with the same company since 1995. Food service, same company since 1996. So we really thrive in the long-term relationship scenario.
Okay, let's talk a little about the economy in general. First of all, you do, I think, what I consider to be mergers and acquisitions from time to time. With the economy stalling, that happening, those events seem to have slowed down. True?
I would say the metrics that are out there as far as deal volume and the overall dollar of transactions that have occurred in recent times is absolutely down. But you have to slice back the apple a little bit to figure out what's really driving that. A lot of the big deals versus small deals versus medium-sized deals, international versus domestic deals. In our space, in the small to middle market, the deal flow continues to be at a decent clip. What's really driving it is the financing, as Matt said earlier, that's dried up. So you see a lot of, for example, equity deals, all cash deals. You see a lot of deals now that are occurring with sellers' notes, not as much on the debt side. And there are certain industries, obviously, that are thriving as well. So you really need to peel it back. I mean, our client base is going, if not now, when kind of scenario, because valuations have come down in the marketplace as well. So people that have good, strong balance sheets, like most of our clients do, have been sitting on the sidelines and they have cash to deploy. They're in a great position right now.
Well, we're seeing a lot of activity in pharmaceuticals. Any idea why?
Well, I think it's the pipeline, right? I mean, everybody in the pharmaceutical world's worried about their pipeline, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, whatever the case may be. So how can you lock on to a new pipeline? So be it the biotech arena or pharmaceutical, everybody's scrambling right now.
I mean, they need to assure themselves a stream of new product.
Absolutely, yep, on the R&D side. That's what I'm referring to.
Interesting. So tell me about just the economy in general and how you see it. Clearly, everybody's a little worried going through. You see this really as an opportunity for Capstone, but going forward, longer term, do you see light at the end of the tunnel? Do you see more of the same? What's your crystal ball saying?
Oh, my crystal ball is saying that we're probably going to go through this for the remainder of the year. There's no doubt about it. But I'm not big on the crystal ball because you have to define each little client scenario a little differently. So
how about
their
Matt's
niche of the world.
401k?
We're 529s for the kids' college education, whatever the little microcosm that you're worried about in your own world. But overall, I think that we're in this for a bit longer. I would say that certain sectors are going to be faster turnaround. I think things like medical devices, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, things of that nature are going to be fine. I think that situations in the world of building are going to be a little longer for us to get out of it.
A little more difficult. Tell me about that pharmaceutical medical device world. Clearly, there's been a big stimulus package that's been passed, and there's goodies in there. I'm thinking of people that wrote the bill, so I'm not sure what's in it still. Are you seeing opportunities in that medical services world or in other worlds that come out of that stimulus that you're going to clients saying, hey, look, there's a provision you really got to take a look at?
Well, I guess the first thing that comes to mind when I'm asked that question would be the whole alternative energy arena. I mean, we have several clients that are in the area of investing in energy, be it public utilities that have an investment arm, or folks that are just looking to take advantage of some of the things that are coming down the pike, be it private equity or venture capital. So that's a big area right now that people with war chests are looking at different ways to invest in that area because of the growth prospects.
Because of the incentive in the stimulus bill.
Exactly right.
But to the extent your clients do need to rely on what we might call more traditional financing, are there things that the federal government is doing, in your view, helping to free up credit?
I wouldn't say there's one thing in particular that's helping our clients to finance deals, if that's the direct question. I think that they're looking at creative ways around the problems right now. And those people that can find the financing for the deals is because they're listening to the other side. I mean, everything comes down to what the solution is for that particular deal. So if they listen to the strategic partner's needs, desires, wants, their vision, and they listen to the owner who says, you know, I'm not ready to get out of the business today because I have the son that wants to take over the business 7 years down the pike. If our clients are listening to those needs and desires and can put together the right equation for them, I think they get the deals done. It's not because of something that the government's saying, you know, I'm going to change this line item. It's going to free up dollars and cents.
Sure. So there's not any one specific thing that the government is doing to drive this activity. Now, this activity, to me, is very important in terms of economic growth, and as companies merge and change and adapt to the market. So I would think that now you're going to see a pretty good uptick as people are looking for help on how they surround that strategic question.
Oh, absolutely. The inquiries in our funnel, in our business development funnel, are at all-time high. I mean, people are stepping back from their day-to-day business and saying, what can I do to change this scenario? So they're listening and they're thinking about unique solutions that we have to offer. We do a lot on the education front. So we're doing trade associations and continuing education programs, things like that. And you would think that in these times, people are not spending the money on education for their people, and that's not the case. The leaders that have the forethought, again, to invest in their own people, to go to these courses and get fresh new thoughts, are those that are going to come out better on the other side.
Yeah, we had a discussion with Ed McCursey, who runs a placement agency, and that was his point exactly. Now is the time to invest in your people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me go back to a broader question about mergers and acquisitions generally. Maybe, you know, the Exxon Mobils and the huge pharmaceuticals merging. Right. Every time it seemed that the companies would merge in the last 5 years, the stock market would go up. It was somehow seen as a good sign. But there are antitrust implications of all those as well. Are you seeing the Obama administration take any different view than, for instance, the Bush administration did on the advisability or the benefits from large mergers?
I think it's gone the opposite direction. I mean, the early indications are that they're going to be more difficult to get those through because of the antitrust situation.
How will that affect your job? You're kind of in the smaller market, though. So.
Absolutely. It all comes down to the definition of what the market size is, how you're defining that market segment niche that they're in. Okay, so in our business, it's not going to make a big difference because they're not globally, when you define the market, they're not going to be owning 80% of the market because of a merger. So,
thank you so much for being with us. It's been terrific, and Matt and I will be back in just a minute.